Okay, on the bench today we've got another review here. It's a smart charger, the S4 from Joinrun. Here's all the batteries that it's compatible with. I was looking for the AA and AAA and the C batteries. I found some old batteries, and with Christmas coming I thought, why not try to revive these old rechargeables. Another unboxing. Everybody loves an unboxing. Here we go. You're seeing it first live here, folks. So in the box, what's included? Let's open it this way. I guess that's almost upside down. It's actually bigger than I expected. We'll go through measurements here in a second, but that's quite a substantial size. So it comes with a charging cord. There's some sort of adapter. We'll get into that in a second. Looks like a battery holder, so you can keep your batteries in there, or perhaps something else. And then the ever important instructions. So let's open these up and you can have a look at the instructions. They're always good. The one side is blank, of course, then the other side. Go ahead and pause the video here and you can have a look at that. So that's pretty good. The battery charger instructions look to be fairly well written. Actually really well written. I think everything in here is pretty easy to understand and fairly plain English. It is only in English. I see no other languages here, so if you're looking for another language, perhaps you can find that online. Anyway, there's the instructions. The unit itself, let's have a look at that. It's fairly heavy, fairly big. It's a lot bigger than I expected, I will say that again. So mode and slot, we have a couple of buttons there. And that looks to be it. For input buttons on the top, you have this will be your AC input, your alternating current input, and that'll plug right into there. It also looks as though it has the option to run on 12 volt DC, and that would be off of your car charger. And here's the inputs here. So AC 90 to 260 volts, 50 or 60 hertz, and then also it takes DC 12 volts at 2 amps. So that's quite good. You can use this in your car, and it shows the compatibility of all the batteries on the back as well. So let's quickly get the weights and measures out of the way here. So for a weight in grams, quickly there, we're looking at a grand total of 263 grams. There it is with the charger. With the charging cord, 316. There's your total weight on that guy. For a length, I'm going to have to get out my tape measure. So again, we're looking at about 6 1/4 inches long. 6 1/4 inches is right there in centimeters. For a depth, we're looking at about 1.5 inches deep. 1.5 inches is that in centimeters. And then of course for a width, we're looking at about 4 inches. So 4 inches in centimeters is right there. So there you go, weights and measures complete. Let's get this thing fired up and see what it'll do. I do have a number of batteries here that I would like to try charging. These are from quite some time ago, so perhaps before I plug it in, I have a power source just off screen here. So before I plug it in, let's just see how this works. Basically that looks to be about it. You just plug that in like that and away you go. These are obviously spring loaded, so plug it in like that and we're off to the races. Does it have a positive and negative? It does. There's a little, you can see down in the hollow there's a little battery signal, so the bump or the positive will go at the top of that and sit right about there. So it looks like we can charge up to 4 in total at once. So there you go. 4 batteries installed, ready to charge. Okay, so as far as charging goes, I think it's going to be fairly straightforward here. There is a plastic cover on here, just so you know, that to keep that from scratching. I'm going to leave that on there because you can probably see fine without it. So again, 2 options for charging. We're going to be using the 120 volt alternating current here. Plug straight in, and right away it comes on and has a nicely backlit screen. Kind of shows you the mode there that it's going to be in. There's 4 different batteries. This is the S4 charger. So they say in the instructions it's as simple as popping a battery in and it'll start. So there it is. It's away it goes. So you can see there the voltage of the battery is 1.2 volts. The milliamps charge rate is 270. It's going up as it warms up here. The current rate is high. It's detected that it is a nickel metal hydride. It also does lithium ion and lithium ion phosphate batteries. So this charger is quite intelligent. It does several things. Let's see how smart it is. I'm going to take this battery and reverse the polarity, putting it in backwards. Let's see what it does. Aha. So it's telling me there's an error, and that's pretty obvious. It shows it in battery 2, flashing, error. It's reversed. So let's take that and do it the right way around and see, yes, it's figured that out, and now we have 2 batteries charging. These AA's sit in there a little bit wonky. You have to make sure they're set in there nicely. This seems to be an ABS material, which is probably fairly heat resistant. Having said that, it goes without saying, don't charge your batteries unattended. Let's put in a third battery and see what happens. Yep, we're just charging away. So the current rate right now is on high. You can change that. Over here you have 2 buttons, mode and select. So if we go into pushing mode once, you'll see the current is flashing. Now if I hold down mode, the current rate switches over to low. So again, let's zoom in here a little bit so you can see the screen a bit better. That's better. So again, holding down the mode button on the side, pushing the mode button once, sorry, will bring the current up flashing. And when the current's flashing, now you can hold down the mode button and it jumps the current over to high. So now you're in a high charge rate. Batteries generally, as far as I know, prefer to charge at a low rate. So the default is high. I'm going to switch that to low, and I'll go ahead and put in my 4th battery so we can see all 4 batteries are charging. Now on the side again, there's 2 buttons, mode and select. I'm going to use the select button to cycle through the battery. So there's battery 1, the information for battery 1. There's the information for battery 2 at a full 600 milliamp charge. Information for number 3 at a full 300 milliamp charge. So it automatically senses the receptibility of the battery and how much it can take. Presumably that'll warm up as we charge along here. And then battery 4, 450, it's rising up presumably to that 600 milliamps. So currently at 1.43 volts. And it's detected that all of these batteries are in fact the nickel metal hydride or nickel cadmium. So that's pretty slick. And can you ask, we charge 2 different size batteries. So now I have 3 AA's and I'm going to introduce a C battery. So let's see what it does. Ha. Oh, okay, so it's not liking that. It doesn't like it when I put a C battery in with the other AA's. So let's take that out. Let's take out our AA's and let's put in just a single C battery and see what it does. Error. It does not like my nickel cadmium C battery. Now that could be the battery. These batteries are seriously from the 1980s. Aha, so I'm going to go with faulty battery on that one. It doesn't like that battery. Let's throw in a second C battery and see what it says. Huh. It's not reading my second C battery. So the C batteries look to be large enough that you can only charge 2 at once. Let's zoom back a little bit so we can see that. So we're here, and to put in 2 C batteries, they're too wide for it to make contact on the second one. So I've had to use the next available bay, which is this one over here. So presumably you could charge 2 C's and 2 AA's at the same time. And in fact it seems to be working just fine. Let's use the select button over here and cycle through our batteries to see what's happening. So battery number 4 is chugging along at 84 milliamps. Oh, it's climbing quickly now. I push the mode button. Get out of that. The select button. Battery number 1 is at 600 milliamps, and that is this C battery here. Battery 2 is charging away at 600, and that's the AA. And then battery 3, the second C battery, is charging at 600. So it tries to get them all up to 600 milliamp charge rate quite quickly. So there you have it. Pretty impressed with this little guy. I got it primarily to charge these batteries up for Christmas, thinking, hey, why keep using disposable batteries I think, you know, rechargeable, renewable resource and energy use is probably the smart way to go. So I may pick up some more rechargeable batteries. I'm going to let this thing run, and we'll see how long it takes to charge up these batteries fully. They were completely dead, so I'll be back and let's see how long it takes to charge. Alright, so we're nearing the end of the charge cycle here for my 4 AA batteries. You can see that we're on battery 1 right now. Using the select button, show you the various batteries where they ended up. So number 2 is still charging, obviously, but number 1 is at 1.43 volts. It only took 14 minutes and it's full. That was on a charge current rate of high. So number 2 is still in progress, charging at 600 milliamp hours. Current voltage is 1.45, so it may be just topping it up. It's been going for 3 hours and 48 minutes. So I noticed it did a discharge thing, I think, and then charged it back up. I'm not sure. We're going to leave that run and see what happens. Number 3, 1.42 volts. It's full. Took 2 hours and 39 minutes. So again, these batteries are probably 20 plus years old. They have probably outlived their usefulness, but they're still going for me. So, and number 4 again took 14 minutes, same as number 1, 1.42 volts, and it's full. The other thing about this is there's a vent on the back. You want to keep that open because that's where some heat comes out. I did a couple of thermal images. I'll show you those here. So you can see that the front there isn't that cold, and then when we flip it over, the back is a little bit hotter. But still not even hot to the touch. You can feel warm air coming out there. So okay, so that's it. Let's zoom back, and yeah, if you're looking for a battery charger for, you know, AA's, AAA's, single A's, and C-type batteries plus all the other ones listed, this one's a pretty good option. We give it 2 thumbs up, and I like it because of the digital readout, a nice backlit display, the ability to charge multiple types of batteries, and this thing will do a lot more than I've covered here, of course. So there you go, a quick rundown on the S4 Joinrun battery charger.